CW23 is the best station in the world.
All right, here we are. We're live. Oh, we're not live. All right, you do this time.
This is the worst podcast of all time.
All right, you're starting in 3, 2.
But no, you can't just put it on me after
You just put it on
I
me?
have to come up from and we're live. You have to go and we're back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back.
From the creepy station room.
That is right. We are in the Sketchville studio.
Sketchville Studios.
Jon and Katie hanging out in the basement of CW23. This is where all the action happens. There's dead people probably underneath. Who knows what's down here?
The cool thing is we discovered a sliding glass door today, so
We did.
we don't have to lock ourselves in quite in this room entirely, but
Things are looking up. We're talking about a possible new name for the podcast.
yeah.
Some I threw out there. Nobody's listening because it's ironic because a lot of people are listening. And did you have anything to add?
I did not have anything to add to that yet.
JL wanted it to be called JL.
She did. I guess we'll see if she comes up with anything in her theme song that she's writing for us.
Yeah, right now she went back to her desk, back to the drawing board, as we call it, to possibly come up with a theme song for this amazing podcast that is not named yet.
If anyone has their suggestions, please let us know online.
That's right. Put them in the suggestion box online.
Or send it to Jon and Katie, Sketchville Studios, P.O. Box 23.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's go over some tidbits. What do you want to go over?
What do we want to
It's hard to transition into this
It
one.
is. Well, I'm trying to think of kind of the last stuff that we've been doing here at the station. Recent video that went out was our Prince tribute,
Yeah,
which I think did fairly well.
yeah.
I hope anyone didn't just pick up my stomach growling on
Oh, that's all right.
that. My stomach is like, oh, Prince.
We will add that to the intro song.
Great.
So, yeah, Prince passed away. That's very unfortunate.
Mhm.
We loved him here at in the Twin Cities, as everybody knows. Big part of the culture here, and he's gone. But we, Katie and I, paid our tribute by going down to First Avenue that night and did a little man on the street interviews.
I feel like we should give the backstory now that we can. Like,
Sure.
people saw the video, but they don't know what actually went into that video because
Yeah.
it was very chaotic.
Yes, it was.
Being the professional journalist that we are not, it was not actually something we intended to do,
That's right.
but rather we were working an event downtown
For
to
the show
promote.
Containment.
Yep, to promote our show Containment. Check it out on
Wednesdays, is that right?
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Yeah, good
At
to see
7?
that you're paying attention. Yeah, we went to promote our new show Containment, where
Dressed up as in hazmat suits.
It was a sweaty good time.
Mm-hmm.
Handed out some hand sanitizer, keeping the city clean, doing our
Absolutely.
duty, and ended up hopping across the street to check out Amy Schumer at the Target Center.
Got some free tickets.
Some free tickets to that. Shout out to Rachel Varon for providing those from the station there.
Thanks, Ray Ray.
And so yeah, went over to check out Amy Schumer.
Got a couple of beers that took like 4 hours.
Yeah, basically we should
Yeah.
say we went to the Target Center to get a beer.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
we went to the Target Center to see Amy Schumer.
It was
Did
out
you
of
just
control. I did.
My
We have a
stomach
We have a guest.
My stomach is out
Katie's
of
stomach.
control. Okay, so then, yeah, that all happened to be going on at the same time as the Prince tribute was building at First Avenue. And I had plans to check it out after the work night, but kind of dragged you along with me. So
We decided while we're here, I happen to have audio and video equipment in my car.
well, it didn't just start
So-
there, though.
I didn't?
No, well, we ended at Amy Schumer. There was an event, DJ Dudley D,
Yeah.
who is a friend of mine at the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he was having a Prince tribute show, I guess you could say, a set that he was playing at the Exchange from 8 to 11. So I was going to check that out because we were originally scheduled to get off at 8. So we were going to go pop in there. But while this was happening, the other Prince tribute was already going on outside First Ave. And
it was out of control when we came out of Amy Schumer.
right. And it was raining and it was cold. It was freezing cold. And I had not brought in clothes to be outside at night because I didn't plan on it. So, Jon, you, of course, being, like I said, the great journalist that you are not, just happened to have some equipment in your trunk.
That's right.
In downtown
Don't
Minneapolis.
leave home without it. That's right.
In a random parking lot.
Yeah, I was worried about that, but my stuff didn't get stolen. And we figured, hey, while we're here, let's shoot this.
Yeah.
And we did. And it turned out amazing. And it's on CW23 Facebook page. So check it out.
Yeah, I mean, CNN was there, so we figured if CNN is here capturing this, why are we not capturing this?
We got to, I mean, we're kind of neck and neck with them right now, so we got to keep up with them.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the CNNs of the world. That's what we do here at CW23. So we shot that. It was great. Went well.
Some popular faces in the video.
Yep. Fancy Ray. CW23's own Fancy Ray. That guy's amazing. Like, he gave the best 1-minute soundbite of all time.
He did.
Like, he would only answer one question, and then he ran away. So I have a question for you. I actually went to Paisley Park a couple days ago.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
To check it out?
Yeah, because it's like extremely close to my neck of the woods, which is crazy.
Yeah. Had you ever been there before?
No. I mean, I had driven by it many times, but I never actually even looked
knew
at
that,
it.
or yeah, a lot of people don't realize that's what it is because it looks like an industrial building.
Yeah. So I didn't think much about it until now, obviously. And of course, wish that I would have made it a point to see him live or something like that. So tell me about the night you went. When the Lynx won the championship, you went to the show at Paisley Park, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what time did you arrive?
Ooh, that's a great question. It was very late.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically, we won the championship game, and immediately following, everyone kind of does their own thing, go home, change clothes, whatever you want to do. But we had a party at 7 sushi and steak. So yeah, we hopped over there. Some of the players showed up. They had their own private room, but a lot of the staff got to go there to kind of have fun. And from there, it wasn't everybody that was at 7. There was kind of this is going to sound terrible, like I'm a part of some exclusive group, but no, it was actually just the people that were a part of the entertainment staff were invited, players, coaches, and some of the other staff members on the Lynx were invited to go there. But it wasn't going to start until I want to say 1:32 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we got out there. I had not been there before. Similar to you, I'd driven past it. Didn't really know that that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But heard a lot of stories about it and meant to make it to a show out there. And it was really weird. I actually had my co-host at the Lynx in my car with me. We kind of convinced each other to go because it was super late at night. We both had to work the next day.
I mean, in hindsight, it sounds crazy that you'd even consider not going.
Right, it does. And that's exactly why we ended up going because, I mean, you're out, you've had this long work night, and I can't imagine how the players and coaches felt that night, people that actually participated in the game.
Yeah.
But you have this long work night, and then you go celebrate, have your drinks at 7, and then all of a sudden you are invited to another party that starts at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And when you work the next day, I mean, it's kind of, you kind of have to take a second to think about it because you're like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Why would I just go somewhere else now? Especially for me, someone that lives east of the cities, and this is way in Chanhassen.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing is, drinking and driving. You want to be responsible and all of that. So my co-host and I talked each other into going just because it was like, hey, this is Prince. We just won the championship. This is going to be an awesome once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So we go out there. He had never been there before either. We pulled up, and I had no idea where to go because it was just pitch black. All the lights were off, and except for a few purple lights on the outside of the building.
Yeah.
But there was a gate around the entire thing. So I pulled around the back, and I could see a tour bus, which I only assumed that the players were on, and couldn't get in that way. Some security guard let us in. They had everyone shut their phones off, so you couldn't have your
keep your phone?
You could keep it, but it was at that point it was like, I'm going to keep it in my car because it can't be on, and if they see it out, they're probably going to take it. So turn your phone off, leave everything in your car. I know we stopped at a gas station to get food because we were starving, so we were just wolfing down food. But the weird thing was there were no other cars in the parking lot, so we're like, what the heck? So we finally get out.
There's no other cars in the parking lot at Prince's place?
Well, no, it was weird because the security guard, there's 2 security guards that it's like you're driving down a path really slowly. You have to turn your headlights off and drive for a little ways without headlights, and it's already pitch black out. So you're like, this is so weird. And so we pulled in, we're finishing our food and drinks or whatever, and they told us to go around a different way. And of course, when we walk through one part of the building, we actually get to where the actual party was. And you walked in.
Oh, so was it in like that round area?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't.
What is that round area that's not
Like
connected to the building? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I haven't been in
Okay.
there. And I don't know if that's the actual, like, club.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know he has, like, his club out there, and I've seen footage from that. But that also the club may have been the room that we were in. I don't even know.
Okay.
Because I've never been in any other room there. But yeah, you walked in, and there was this line of people, and
Were they all like Timberwolves and Lynx employees?
for the most part, yeah.
And
Because you
then-
kind of had to be. You had to be
Okay.
on a list, which I don't think I was even on. I think a friend of mine actually, like, had to come save me. But
Mhm.
it literally looked like you were, like, checking into a hotel. Like, there was somebody working at a front desk. They let you in, and then you went in and, like, walked past the Purple Rain motorcycle, which I,
Oh,
of
that's
course,
cool.
freaked out
Yeah,
about. Because I
that's
was
awesome.
like, you know, you're walking past it, and you're like, oh, look at this cool motorcycle. And
Yeah.
then we're like, wait a minute, that is the motorcycle.
Yeah.
So, yes, it definitely still exists there.
Nice.
And yeah, you went into this room, and we showed up a little bit late, so he was already in the middle of...
He'd already started playing.
Yeah, he was already playing, and
Nice.
all the Lynx players were on the stage. The coaching staff was on the stage.
What were they doing? Like dancing? Or
Dancing.
just standing
Just
there? Okay.
dancing, having a blast. They were going crazy.
Cool.
So it was a good time. I mean, we were there. He played for like 3 hours, and I know he had a couple shows. I want to say one big show that he had in January, but other than that, I hadn't really heard about a lot of other shows in between there. So, I mean, to say that you kind of got to go to one of the last
Mm-hmm.
shows that was there, especially for him playing that long. And I know, like, Madonna had been there like a week before,
Really?
and she only watched him for like a half an hour.
She went there to watch him?
Yeah.
That's cool. So, like, when he's playing, was he playing like hits, or was it more of his less known stuff,
Yeah.
or was it both?
It was both. I was so amazed because I had read before that there was a certain songs that he stopped playing after
Yeah.
he kind of...
Like 1999, I heard that. I just watched an interview that was from 1999, and he said he was going to play it for the last time,
hmm
like
I can't remember if he played it.
that night. So you don't remember that song?
I can't remember if he played that. But then again, and I also came late too. Star Tribune
Yeah.
put out an article the next day
With the song?
that had a lot of track listings.
Nice.
So I was like,
But you did, like, a lot of the songs there was a lot of hits
he
in there?
played a lot of hits, but he did like different versions of them. Like
Okay.
he'd slow down a lot of them. That was the cool thing, is it wasn't even like a concert where it would be like song after song. It was like, I walked in, he's jamming on the piano. He's got a bunch of other people on stage with him.
Yeah.
Awesome musicians, just like
Mhm.
incredible talent up there. And he would like jam out, have like play the piano for like forever. Somebody else would hop up on stage, grab an instrument, play a song. They would kind of like flow.
So he wasn't playing for 3 hours straight? Like
He was playing,
Oh,
but
okay,
he was
but
hopping
other-
from like, he'd be playing
Oh,
the
okay.
piano for a long time, then
then
he'd get up and he'd play guitar, or he'd
Okay,
sing, or
gotcha.
something else. It was just like constant movement on the stage
Nice.
between who was playing what.
Yeah.
And like the cool part was I literally stayed by him the whole time, because like I walked over to the side and I was right behind him as he was sitting at the piano. And then halfway through, a lot of people started to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And he like said that he was done, or like got off to take a break or whatever, walked
Yeah.
outside. So a lot of people left, and I want to say it started with like 75 people or something like that. And I feel like looking around the room, it went down to like 20.
Seriously?
There
By
was
the end of
like
the show?
there was like no
That's
one there.
insane.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I'm sure a lot of people were like dead at
Oh,
that point.
yeah.
Because you've been working all day, and then
and there's no windows.
Now
You
it's
don't
like
know what
4
time
in
it
the
is. You
morning or
don't have
whatever.
your phone, so you're like,
Yeah.
I feel like I should probably go because I'm really exhausted. And he didn't allow phones. He didn't allow alcohol. He just wanted people to go there and like party and dance and have a good time. So a lot of people left, and once that happened, I went up to the front of the stage, and he was like, literally, I could not have been closer to him. It was crazy.
nice. So did he like talk to the audience after that, or did he just kind of like disappear?
He would kind
Did
of
you actually get to talk to him?
he would kind of like talk at you.
Yeah.
Like it was like in between songs, like he really wanted the crowd to get involved, so he'd like look at different people and try to get them to either like sing along or do something to kind of make it so that the whole room was involved in a song, which I
Yeah.
thought was really cool, because you don't go to many concerts where it's like I want you to sing, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It was
exactly.
just so bizarre. And then he came out into the crowd at the very end and like pretended to faint, like he was tired, and kind of said goodnight to people. So
Nice.
yeah, it was really, really bizarre. A lot of the players went home early, I think, because they were tired, and yeah, a lot of the staff. But
That's a crazy story.
it was something else. And like, had I known, you know, that this
Yeah.
was gonna happen, you kind of would. Maybe I would have stuck around. Maybe I would have got there earlier and seen the whole thing. Maybe I would have stayed later. You never know. But
So did you take off then at that point, or okay?
yeah, I basically got home and the sun was coming up.
Were they like at that point when it was over? Did they like tell everybody they needed to leave, or do you think more people stuck around? Even longer?
I have no idea. 'Cause I didn't stick around. I was so exhausted, and I was driving. I had to bring my friend back to Bloomington, and I had to go the opposite direction. Like I said, I literally pulled in my driveway. The sun was coming up, and yeah, it was just, I couldn't believe that it happened. It was so weird.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you kind of got to wonder, you know, people want to, you know, make judgments about his lifestyle or whatever, but I can't believe he looked and sounded as good as he did for a guy that seems to be a night owl. Like, to start a concert, I mean, most of the events at Paisley Park are like, we're starting this at 2 a.m,
Yeah.
so I can't believe that he could do that night after night, because I was exhausted.
Cool. Well, I'm jealous. That's awesome. Glad you got to do it. And yeah, check out our Prince video on our CW page. It's
Good
great.
times. And the memorial, you know, is still going outside First Ave. So that's what's really cool, is people are still talking about it, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I think the whole thing, with this happening, I think everybody's starting to realize like how much he meant to the city, you know.
And I hate those critical people. Those people that are like starting to come out now and be like, okay, it's been a week, get over it. And I'm like, really? It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's still, I mean, people all over Minnesota. Like, I went to the Mall of America a few days ago, and they were still playing all Prince songs throughout the mall.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, other things we have going on here, we have the best of competitions going on.
Yeah.
We just finished the actual last week. The best beer was announced, and that was at Pub 112 in Stillwater.
Congrats, Pub 112.
Congrats. Nice work. Thanks for all the beer that we got to consume in the process.
I'm sad I didn't get to go to that final shoot.
Yeah,
because it sounds like a party.
It was it happened to be my birthday, so they were greeting us with beverages when I got there. But good times. Congrats to them. Best burgers we're shooting right now.
Yeah, and speaking of Pub 112, they named a burger after us.
That's right. Yes, the CW.
It's amazing.
Yeah, stop by, check that out. What's on it?
It's amazing breakfast burger. Basically, is all I can say.
Is that it's the one with the donut, right?
Yeah, it's 2 donuts with the hamburger, an egg, and bacon, and it's covered in syrup.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It was like the perfect amount of salty and sweet. It was delicious.
Yep, and we have best patios coming next, so stay tuned for that.
Those will be fun to shoot.
Yeah, definitely.
If it's nice out. Hopefully see a lot of cool patios.
Just as long as they keep the free food coming. That would be good. And another thing, I got to go to a sneak preview of a movie last week, Love and Friendship.
I want to hear about this because I wasn't here.
The director was Whit Stillman. I loved it, great film, and it took place in Europe.
Okay.
So everybody has the British accent going on.
Literally the only thing I know about this movie is that Kate Beckinsale's in it.
Oh yeah.
And she's like one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, then you're gonna love this movie.
I love her.
She kills it in this.
Really?
Like,
I have to see it.
She's great.
Okay, so what is it about?
So Kate Beckinsale, Chloe Sevigny, and Xavier. I'm forgetting his last name right now, but I'll look it up on my phone. But yeah, so basically this film is based on the novel Lady Susan, which is written by Jane Austen. Have you read any of her stuff?
I know Jane Austen, but I've not read that one, no.
Okay, so it was written in like the late 1700s, and apparently when she wrote it, she was like in her late teens.
Okay.
Which is crazy, because I don't know about you, but I wasn't writing novels at that point in my life.
Well, I mean, I wrote a lot of novels in 2nd grade and sent them to my grandma, but...
Yeah, what'd you think of them?
She loved them.
Nice.
She saved them all. I gotta find those somewhere. I mean, I thought they were great, but...
We could, make those into films. Okay, so the other guy I was going to say is Xavier Samuel, is the other leading guy in the film. But there's one guy that takes the cake, steals the show. It's Sir James is the character, and Tom Bennett is the actor. And
What has he been in?
I don't know. I don't know if he's been in a lot, but here's a picture of him. Anyway, his character was pretty small, but he comes in, steals the show because he's hilarious. And when I was talking to Whit Stillman about it afterwards, during the interview, he said that this actor was so funny that he just kept writing lines for him and like adding to his character.
Nice.
And that's how his character got so big. or got to the point where it was. And actually, I was writing about this guy on Twitter about how funny he was, and he actually started writing back.
Cool.
So yeah, so him and I are pretty tight right now.
Best buds. Cool. So when's he coming into the CW for the podcast?
Him, if he's ever in the city, we got to get him in here. And so he's hilarious. But
so you've named some actors, but like what is the actual? It's based on this book.
Yeah, it's based on the book Lady Susan, and Lady Susan is the character that's played by Kate Beckinsale, and basically she had just lost her husband, and she's kind of like a conniving female person that will basically lie and do whatever she has to do to get her way.
Yep.
So she's always manipulating people throughout the film.
Okay.
But she's also like justifying it to herself. She's justifying her actions throughout the film too. And the film is the style of humor is just very deadpan humor, like British humor. And so you really have to listen to what the people are saying, otherwise you'll just miss all the jokes. Because for example, she'll do something terrible to somebody and then she'll be justifying why it's fine, why it's okay, but the things she's saying are just ridiculous and it's funny. And like I said, the character Sir James, the guy that just steals the show, his character, Whit Stillman said was loosely based off Alf, the Will Ferrell character,
really?
Which I would have never saw coming, but Whit Stillman said that he was a big fan of Will Ferrell's comedy.
Cool.
And that he based this character after him, and it was just kind of like an innocent, like idiot type person. So yeah, so he's hilarious. But anyway, that guy's character is pursuing Lady Susan, pursuing her daughter.
Okay.
And he's just a moron. And to make a long story short, well, I don't want to give any spoilers away, so I'm actually going to keep what I was just going to say to myself. But this is a period piece. Takes place in the late 1800s. So the costumes are amazing. The like the architecture and stuff like that is awesome. The music is great. Whit Stillman's a huge fan of Stanley Kubrick, so he said that a lot of the music that he uses is similar to like the type of style that Stanley Kubrick would use. So that's very cool.
So it's based on the book Lady Susan, but it's called something else, right?
It's called Love. It's called Love and Friendship.
Okay.
Yes, I guess I should have mentioned that earlier, but. And actually during the Q&A, somebody, I guess this is like controversial that he changed the name, because all of the fans out there are like, why the heck did you change the name? Because Love and Friendship is actually a short story that was written by Jane Austen when she was like 14 or 15, and so switching the name like that, a lot of people were like, why did you change the name? And in his answer, he said, number one, because it's more commercial and it just is easier to sell because it makes more sense than just Lady Susan, and that he just liked it better.
Huh.
And a lot of people
that does seem like a weird move.
Yeah,
you would think.
A lot
like
of
you
people
would confuse
like,
people.
Yeah, like what are you like combining the two? You know, like why would you do that? But that's why he did that. I mean, I guess. To make a long story short, there's just less reason than like the skeptics are getting into. It's just that he liked it better and thought it was easier to sell because it just was a more interesting name for a film. So that's that. And yeah, I interviewed him. Like I said, that interview will be coming out on May 19th on all of our social media. So check out our Facebook page, the CW23, and our Twitter at the CW23. It's going to be great.
So what did you think of the director?
I thought he was a really cool guy. Oh, and yeah, he's like in his 60s, really cool, has a history of, sounds like some really cool films that he has an audience that love the style of his film, and it sounds like, I've only seen this one, but it sounds like they are all like deadpan humor.
Nice.
Type of thing. And I was telling him how much I loved this film, and he mentioned in the interview that he was going to send me his other films. And then today, which is only a couple days later, so he obviously overnighted it, he had them show up at the office, which was really cool. So I'm pumped to see him. Cool. So I love that, and yeah, that's that. And then I guess the other big thing we have coming up is at the end of this week, we are going to Wizard World. We are,
it's exciting for me because it marks 1 year of me being at CW. This was the very first event that I worked as a host here, and probably one of the most fun that we do.
Yeah.
I geek out at all of the Wizard World stuff. I love going to Comic-Con. And of course, we get to interview some pretty cool people from childhood things that we liked.
Yeah. Katie's very excited to meet a Power Ranger.
I am very, very excited to meet a Power Ranger. Well, I mean, we have a lot of good guests coming, but Jason David Frank, who is the Green Ranger, also known for being the White Ranger. He's very popular at these Comic-Con events. Like, he goes to a lot of them, but I have never spoken to him.
Because you've been nervous?
No, I just haven't. I mean, I don't think he was here last year, and there's like lines and stuff, and people buy extra tickets to go meet people, but I also just rewatched.
Will you be making a romantic move at any point?
No. I mean, I'm over it.
Okay.
When I was like maybe 6 years old, maybe I would have, but I've moved on.
All right.
But I am excited to meet him. I just rewatched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, which you have never seen.
I know, I haven't seen it, but you gave me the Cliff Notes version today.
That blows my mind.
I've only seen parts of it, and I almost feel like I've already seen too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a fan?
Well, it's just like, it looks so old school now.
It does, but it's like so good. Like I said, it was like the most nostalgic thing for me watching that.
I guess this proves that good is a relative term.
Yeah. Well, Jason David Frank was more well known for the TV show where he was playing the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
In the actual movie, he's the White Ranger.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so he's gonna be there. Lou Ferrigno, who is also no stranger to Comic-Cons. Both of them will be at the Mall of America.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do our little Q&A in the main rotunda on Thursday night. The time is TBD as of right now, I think. But we'll do interviews with each one of our guests. And do you know who we have other than those two?
I don't.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know either. I don't even know if we've confirmed everybody yet. But we usually have about 4 guests. So. Yeah,
it was really cool last year. Jason Mewes was a great guy last year that we got to hang out with a little bit.
He wanted to be in everything that we did. Yeah. It was amazing.
And he was super pumped to be in our Flash car giveaway commercial. And then we found out recently, that he's a huge Flash fan and is actually going to be. Is he going to be in Flash or Arrow? I
think
he's going to be in Flash, but I could be wrong.
Really?
But they're the same world, so either way, he has a character in one of the episodes, and I think the episode is actually directed by Kevin Smith.
Awesome.
So.
Well, the best part was Jason Mewes actually entered to win the car twice without telling us.
That's
on
hilarious.
More than one occasion. Like, he entered at the Mall of America event and like asked if he could enter, and we said probably not because we hired
him.
Yeah, we hired him, and 2, he's like not a resident of Minnesota, which you had to be, and he entered anyway, and then he stopped by our Comic-Con booth like 2 different times to just look at the car. And he entered again at Comic-Con.
He should have just bought the car. I mean, come on, dude. You're a movie star.
Like, he could literally just have that car made for him.
Yeah. What's he thinking?
He wanted ours.
Well, can't blame him there.
Shout out to RB Mitsubishi.
Yep. And apparently that car, the person that won the car, was going to leave all of the Flash wrap on it. Have you seen it driving around?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay. Well,
but somebody might.
It's out there. It's like it's like a unicorn. It's out there. Some people say they've seen it, but nobody can confirm it. So with that being said,
I mean, but other than Jason, though, we had Christy Swanson, which was a good interview. Michael Rooker.
I accidentally offended her, though.
Did you?
Remember that?
No.
Christy Swanson.
How did you offend her?
Because she was in a Hitchcock show.
Oh, that's right.
She was in a Hitchcock show, and I asked her how it was working with him, and he apparently wasn't part of the show, even though it had his name on it. And actually, I think he had passed away.
He had passed away a long time.
No, it wasn't a long time. It was only like 3 or 4 years. I looked it up.
Really?
I was obviously very scarred from this experience. But she was offended that I was like calling her old because I made it sound like she was working with Hitchcock in his prime, that wasn't my intention at all. I knew that Hitchcock had the show going like for a long time.
But you asked it so innocently. I don't know why she would get mad.
She wasn't that mad. She was just a little bit.
It's kind of like
offended, and then she'd apologize for it later. But I knew that, like, I thought, like, Hitchcock, because his name was on the show, it was called Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and he was a part of that show for a long time, but apparently at the end it was a reboot and he wasn't part of it. They were just using his name. I thought he was still a part of it. I just figured he was super old, and she was, like, a child actor at this point. So I thought their paths could have crossed, like, barely.
Yes.
But
I just love how innocently you asked it. Like,
Yeah.
just having no clue. And that's why I think she should have gone easy on you, because you just didn't know.
Well, either way, I mean, some people, like people in that industry, some of them work up until their death.
Right.
And if I was only off by like 3 or 4 years on his death, I mean, okay, I was off a little bit, but he could have theoretically, even though he was really at the end of his life, still been like having some part in the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like when I was little, I asked my dad what woolly mammoths were like when he was little.
That's way worse.
Like I was like, what were they like? Just totally innocent,
Yeah.
like innocent as.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought that he witnessed woolly
Mhm.
mammoths.
That's
and
terrible.
That's kind of what you were like with Christy Swanson.
Oh crap! I'm supposed to shoot something, so we should wrap this up soon.
All right, well, lots of cool people coming out to Comic-Con,
Yep.
so stop by. I'm looking at the list right now. There's actors from Grimm, Robin Lord Taylor from Gotham, Walking Dead, some WWE superstars. We've got actors from Arrow. Let's see, who else do we got? Billy Boyd, another big name. Of course, everyone knows him from Lord of the Rings. Legends of Tomorrow actors. We've got True Blood actors. And, of course, lots of great artists. So the list goes on. Check it out on Wizard World Comic-Con online.
Yep.
And come see us at our booth.
Be our friends. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Any last words?
Nobody's listening.
Nobody's listening. All right. Bye.